All right, let's go. You earn $10 to tutor, $7 being a teacher's aide. I've already told you the variables. X is going to be the hours you tutor. Y is going to be the number of hours you're a teacher's aide. Write an objective function. That's that Z equals that we discussed last week. Z equals. Most times, not all the time, most time that's going to be your money. How much can you make out of this? How much can you make? Well, how much do you make for being a tutor? 10, and what variable did I put with tutoring? So 10x plus $7 to be a teacher's aide, and we called that Y. So there's your objective function. You're going to have to make those up on your own now. But usually it's associated with the money. So 10x plus 7y. Here come the restrictions, aka your inequalities. First one, to have enough time, the student can work no more than 20 hours a week. What's the inequality going to look like? You cannot work more than 20 hours a week. X plus Y, ooh, no more than. Less than or equal to 20. Nice job, kiddos. Next restriction. If you're going to tutor, you got to spend at least 3 hours tutoring. What variable is tutoring? Okay, at least 3 hours you got to tutor. Greater than or equal to 3. And the third and final restriction, hey, if you're tutoring, you can't do more than 8. So what variable still? X, but now less than or equal to 8. So there are the 3. We got to graph, shade, find where they intersect. Okay? So you got your inequalities, flip it over because it's time to graph. Because we are doing word problems, you shouldn't have negative answers at the end. So you can be pretty confident in setting your first quadrant up only. You don't need to do all 4, since none of these values at the end should be negative. I do need to figure out what I need to go by on the x's and the y's. So let's find our intercepts next. X plus y less than or equal to 20. What am I? That's an easy one when they're both x and y. 0, 20. One intercept, the other one 20, 0. So I at least need to have 20 on there. But I don't think your graph goes up to 20. So suggestion? 2s, yeah. Now, I know some people may want to go higher than that, but hey, and that's fine. But remember, you have to figure out where they intersect. And if you go by 3s, by 5s, I don't know if you're going to be able to do that. The smaller you can go by, the better here. So I'll go going by 2s. 2, 4, 6, 8. I don't need to show all of them, just that I'm going by 2. All right, let's graph that first one. Let's see, 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12. 20 right there. Label. And then keep in your mind, where would I shade here? 0, 0. That going to work? Yep, so I would shade below. So keep that in mind. I'm going to shade below. X greater than 3. Horizontal, vertical. X, X. Vertical. So everyone go ahead, vertical through 3. Halfway in between. And a vertical at 8, right? Am I going too fast? Are we all right? X is always a vertical, Y is a horizontal. At least at label one of them. All right, so if it's got to be greater than 3 but less than 8, where would I shade as far as these two lines go? In between. So right now, go ahead, grab a colored pencil. Tell me where all 3 would intersect then. You should see the shape right there where they all 3 intersect. It's a 4-sided figure. Got a shade below and in between. There it is. All right, now you got to get the points off them. Get points off. You got 4 points to produce. Can I get one of the points? 3-0, definitely on there. Another point. 8-0, definitely on there. 3. Ooh, here you go. Okay, this is what's going to happen. This is what's going to happen. Hey guys, if we can't go by ones, that's what's going to happen. I got a 315 and a 317. Well, it's definitely 3, right? Now here's a quick trick that helps you out what the y coordinate is if you can't tell on the graph. Remember, you made this inequality up. If I plug 3 in for x, what's got to be my y to equal 20? It's got to be 17. Okay, so if you're unsure of that y coordinate, plug the x in and say, all right, what another number added up would give me, in this case, 20. All right, so 317. And there's still a 4th point, which shouldn't be controversial. 3, nope, not, calm it down, stop the yelling. 812. And you're going to take the z function you just made up at the beginning, plug them both in. Let's see what we get out. Three zero, what's your z value? 30. 80. 80. 317. 1 what? 149. And 812. Okay. We're only going to be interested in the max here, because I don't want to make minimum amount of money with my time. I want to make the max amount. So what set of hours is going to give me the maximum amount of money here? What's the 8 represent in 812? 8 hours of tutoring. So if I tutor for 8 hours and work as a teacher's aide for 12, I'll make a maximum amount of money of 164. So based on all the restrictions, I can only make up to 164 bucks, but I have to work 8 hours tutoring and 12 being a teacher's aide. All right. Anything there? Now, honestly, I held your hand there. I had a nice little break it up in little parts. That's nice. Fine, shade. Look at the fill in the blanks. Nothing. Let's go. All in one problem now. All in one problem. Any landscapers in the house? Mowing lawns for some money, pruning shrubs in this case. Okay, anyway. All right, so we got this company that mows lawns and prunes shrubs. Prune shrubs, anybody? Cut the shrubs, make them look nice and neat. Okay, never mind, sorry. It takes 1 hour to mow a lawn, 3 hours to prune a shrub. Yeah. 1 hour to mow, 3 hours to prune. Each crew can do no more than 2 pruning jobs a day. All right. I'm just reading this through. We'll do everything in a second. Each crew is scheduled can only work a maximum of 9 hours. We're charging you $40 a lawn and $120 a shrub. What combination of lawns and shrubs will maximize my income? All right, first thing right off the bat, need variables. X and Y. You're not going to have more than two. What am I looking for? X will be what? Number of lawns? Sure. Mowed. And Y will be number of shrubs pruned. So get your variables done first. Next up, your objective function. Objective function. I want to maximize the income. How much for a lawn? How much for a lawn? 40. So Z equals 40x. 40 for a lawn plus how much for a shrub? $1.20 for a shrub. I'm not graphing that. That's what I'm going to plug into at the end. And finally, the hardest part, the inequalities now. All right, go through with me. 1 hour a mow job and 3 hours for a pruning job. How do I write that? 1 hour for a mowing job. So X plus 3Y. These are the hours it takes. What else do I know about the hours? Keep reading. What else do I know about the hours? I can only work a maximum of 9. So what inequality do you want here? Less than or equal to 9. Perfect. There's one other restriction, though. What's that last restriction? Each crew can do no more than 2 pruning jobs a day. What variable was pruning jobs? Y. I'm not talking about hours, just the number of pruning jobs has to be what? Less than or equal to 2. And I think we covered everything, right? There's nothing I left out. All right, let's graph. Find your X and Y intercepts on that first one. Let's see, what am I getting here? 0, 3, and 9, 0. All right, I can go by ones. All right, 0, 3. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Label. Hey, is this a shade down or above? Down, 0, 0 works, so it's shade down. And then what type of line you're going to give me for Y is less than or equal to 2? Yeah, you guys have been here, done that. This is why we did all that pre-work there leading up to this. You guys are studs. And would I shade above or below that horizontal line? Less than 2. Below, so you guys should easily see the 4-sided figure now you're going to shade in. I'll do the first point for you. I see 0 zeros on there. 0, 2 is also on there. 3, 2, absolutely. And that last one should be, it goes all the way out to 9, 9, 0. All right, find your Z values. How many lawns and how many prunes do I have to deal, or shrubs do I have to deal with? Yeah, you best be feeling hardcore right now doing all this. This is what, when do you ever use this in real life? This is what companies do. Like, I can only make a certain amount of these and charge this. What would it benefit? How many of each would it benefit us to make a maximum profit? 0, 0, that's no, you're not going to get any money for not working. 0, 2, 240 bucks. 3, 2, 360. 9, 0, 360. All right, well, actually, there's 2 combinations that produce a maximum profit, right? And yes, I do need to see a little statement at the end saying, what's the 3, 2 mean? Mow. So mowing 3 lawns and pruning 2 shrubs makes $360. And I also have to write in that, what about the other one? Mowing 9 lawns. I want to make that bank. That's what you kids say in the streets, right? That green, that cheddar. You want me to keep going embarrassing myself? All right. Benjamins. Mowing 9 lawns and pruning 0 shrubs. Makes $360. Bread. Yeah. Anything you guys want to ask? All right, one more. One more here. All right, now this one does not involve money. So I'm going to be interested to see what you set up for your plugin function here. So we're going to take a test. Computational problem, 6 points. Word problems, 10 points. You can only do a computational in 2 minutes and a word problem in 4. Perfect. And you got a total of 40 minutes to take this test, and you can't answer any more than 12. Assuming you answer all of them correctly, how many of each type would maximize your score? So I'm maximizing the score. Well, first of all, before I maximize the score, can I get some variables? X will be, you're finding out how many of each type. So what's one type? X will be equal to, name a type of problem here. So number of computational problems. And then Y will be the number of the other type, which are word problems. All right, your Z function, maximize your score now. I know there's no money, but how much do you score for a computational problem? So 6x plus 10y. Yep. Restrictions. Well, the first one says you can do a computational in 2 minutes and a word problem in 4. So my first restriction, 2x plus 4y, but what do I know about the minutes? It's got to be, you got to do this in 40, so what inequality symbol? Yeah, less than or equal to 40. One more restriction. You can't answer any more than 12. X plus Y less than or equal to 20. I think 12. Calm it down. God. Tell me right away. Nobody wants to speak up otherwise, but once that guy makes a mistake, we're getting him. And I think we covered everything else. Yep. Intercept time. Ooh, we're going to have to roll by twos, huh? Ugh. Twos. You want to roll by fives? Go ahead. Let me know how that points of intersection go. Calm it down. Everyone's a comedian in here now. No? Okay, I did this incorrectly 5th period. I'm not going to make that same mistake twice, especially with you guys in here. 0, 10, 20, 0, 14, 16, 20. Got it. Straight edges on this one. Don't like that one. Don't like that one. That's good. And then 12, 12. Where are both of these lines going to be shaded? Yep, down below the lines. So you should see another 4. It looks like a triangle, but it's actually 4 sides. We had a little argument over one of the points. Hopefully we can, if you use the straight edge, you can definitely tell what they are. 0, 0, I got you on that. You're welcome. Ooh. Notice how I politely just waited until you caught your mistake instead of be like, 3, you kidding me? 3? I think that's a 4. Nope, but took the high road. 4, 8. 12, 0. 0, 10. All right. How many of each produce a max? And by the way, don't start arguing here. You can have a score over 100. Has anyone ever heard of the SATs? Yeah, calm it down. All right, you can have a score over 100. That's one of the arguments we had 5th period. Oh, I know it's coming up. I'm not picking that. That's over 100. Well, if you get nothing right, you're going to score a 0. Too close to home, anybody? Too close to home? Sorry. 4, 8. I'll give you a score of 104. 12-0. I'll give you a 12-0, 72. And a 0-10 will give you a... All right, what's going to score you the most points? Answering. Yep, so 4 answer, 4 computational, and 8 word problems. We'll score 104. I want a nice little statement now, because now you have actual labels to those numbers. It's just not 4 and 8 anymore. It's 4 computational, 8 word problems. We all good? Practice tomorrow. You guys know what's coming up. Practice tomorrow, Wednesday, Thursday review, test Friday. Pretty easy this week, schedule-wise.